Hey everybody, it's me, Uncle Greg, aka the Free American Spirit, and today we're going to talk about the Minelab 800-600 water accessories. So if you watched my last video of accessories, this one's even better. But first, a word from the sponsor. Yes, I sponsor myself, or actually people like you sponsor me, and the way you do that is hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, ring that little bell icon if you want to see more videos like this every time they come out, and of course if you use my Amazon link, buy anything you want. Without further ado, let's get to it. One of the first things you're going to need, whether you're in the lakes or in the ocean, is some kind of footwear. Of course, you can always just wear sneakers or whatnot, but I like these. I bought them on Amazon. I'll have a link. The key point is they have a hard sole. They're very flexible, comfortable. They'll also drain out because they're a mesh, so you just slip them on, slip them off. Now I wear socks with these, so my little ankles don't get all burned up, but you can also buy, diver type boots that come up to here to zip up to keep your ankles from getting burned up, so that's a real good thing to have. Another important thing that you should have is some kind of a sling or a string to keep your detector around your neck and shoulder. I use this one. It's called a sling, something like that. I'll put a link to it on my Amazon. But it's nice. It has this padded shoulder or neck guard around it. These two adjustable straps so that you can adjust how long it gets. Actually, it's one adjustable strap, but it makes the whole thing longer. And on the end, it's got this little bungee cord type of a deal with a clip. If you notice in my last video, there was a piece of Velcro with a D-ring on it. That's what this clips to. So if you're old like me, this takes a lot of weight off a detector, especially if you're using heavier coils or counterweights or something like that. But more importantly, it also, if you get knocked over by a wave or trip or fall or something, your detector will still be hooked to you, instead of go floating off in the ocean or sinking or whatever. Sorry about the car, but we're in the park. Anyways, I used to just use a string for many years, but as I got older, I found a little comfort helps. Another popular item for beach hunting is the large 15-inch coil. Now notice I use these little Velcro strips right here so that this wire right here stays up, and it doesn't drag around. I don't want this pulling and yanking on this connection, because that's, next to the ears is probably the weakest point of any coil. So that's ready to go. It's a 15-incher. I like them. We'll get into a coil discussion later about the benefits of this, but mostly I use this coil because it covers a larger area. So we'll get into that in a coil discussion. You can tell me what you think about coils a little later, but whether you use an 11-inch or the 15-inch coil, these little gizmos, they're available on eBay. They basically sit over the ears of the coil, and that's a real vulnerable spot. If you bust your ears off of a coil, then you're going to have a worthless, useless coil. Most people just slip these over, put the bolts in. Some people actually glue these to the coil. So I'll have a link to those on eBay. You may want them or not. I think they're about 15 bucks a piece, give or take, unless you buy a bundle. But be careful, make sure that there's different ones, one for the 15-inch coil and one for the 11-inch coil. This one happens to be for the 11-inch coil and will not fit over the 15-inch coil because the ears are a little different. Of course, whether you're in a lake or on the beach, you need some kind of a way to retrieve your targets. Now, I did a video earlier back that I'll put up there at the end of the video, a link to it, one of those cards that you can click on. But basically, those are shovels and things like that. Primarily, I use all those shovels and things in parks or above ground, but they come in handy if you're in a river or a lake, or even an ocean that has a lot of rocks or shells. But rivers and lakes that have a lot of rocks and gravels, they come in handy. Some of these scoops will get medium rocks and gravel pretty good, but this is what I use mostly for the beach. This is an extreme scoop. I'll have a link to this. It's equipped with a carbon fiber shaft. That happens to be an Anderson shaft. There's other ones out on the market. And then it has a little handle as an accessory to help you pull it up and shake it out. I also have another sand scoop as a backup, a T-Rex, which I used for years. Both of them are fine. I'll do a video about the sand scoops later and kind of compare them so you'll know what I'm talking about. but you know, they can set you back a pretty good penny. Now I will suggest, if you're going to buy a sand scoop, just off the bat, get a good one. Okay, if you get those cheap little $79, $50 sand scoops, you know, those little round ones with the cheesy 1/4 inch mesh, you know, they're great for loose sand up on the beach where it's dry, but they're not going to cut it in the wet sand for long. Thank you for bringing the boombox and ruining my video, Mr. Boombox Dude. Alright, the last item we're going to talk about today is these headphones. These are the ones that I prefer. These are handmade by a guy named Tony Eisenhower. Shout out to Tony. Now I know he made these for quite a while. He has a YouTube channel. If you look up Tony Eisenhower, he does a lot of beach hunting in South California. But he got ill for a little bit, or under the weather, or personal things were happening. I'm not really sure. He stopped making them for a while, so he may not make them, or he may make them. I'll try to find a link to this, but if you look at his videos, somewhere you'll see these, and he has a link in the description, and you can reach out and find out if he still makes them. These are really comfortable. They're firm when they're on your head. In other words, this part right here, you know, they're firm this way, but they don't give me a headache or anything. They're very well padded. You know, these top two bars that go across your head, they're much more comfortable than the standard Minelab type headphones, and they adjust nice. So when you adjust them, this little sticker I left on here, these cuffs will go up and back and forth, and these things don't go back and forth, they just spread out. So the fatter your head is, like mine, the tighter they'll be on your head. But they work really well. If you got a small head, it won't be as snug. I've never had these fall off my head before. They work real nice. I would like to probably hook this up eventually with a Velcro try or something, just in case if this gets yanked, it won't yank on this part. Of course, he makes them for the Minelab 800, 600, so it comes with the proper fitting. Just make sure, you know, you push this all the way in, you know, snug it just a little bit, make sure it's in a little bit, snug it the rest of the way, that you get a watertight seal. Now, the reason I use these is I've had fallen in the past, or tripped over something and fall in the water and ruined good headphones. So if you have the Bluetooth headphones that come with the Minelab originally, you have to be careful with them, because, you know, if you fall in the water, they fall off your head, you know, they're going to get ruined. They're not really fully waterproof. So, you know, that's one thing. But they don't have a cord. You know, I'm old school. I'm used to these cords all the time. Who cares? You know, if you're up on the beach, use the wireless headphones. Or you can use that Wi-Fi box, you know, that you can plug any headphone into, where you could still use these with an adapter. I think it has a 1/4 inch plug. I never use it. But that wireless headphone, you can use whatever headphone you want. But then again, once again, you have to have that in an upper pocket if you're going to wade into the water, and you got to make sure not to fall, because you could damage everything. So I enjoy these headphones a lot. They're very comfortable. They sound really nice. And like I said, I'll try to find out if I can get a link to that, and if he still makes them, or you can call him Tony Eisenhower, sorry. And that's pretty much it for the accessories for water. I know I should have a pouch here to show you, but I just use my same old pouch that I use up in the, you know, when I'm in a park or whatever. I've had it for a long time. That was a, you know, one-of-a-kind pouch made for me. I don't want to say one-of-a-kind, but a guy makes those pouches, and you can order it in various things. There's a video about that as well. Maybe I'll put that at the end of the video on those cards, and you can click on that. They're really sturdy. A lot of people just like to use a mesh bag or their pockets when they're in the ocean, but I don't like using pockets, because, you know, you might lose the thing you found. Well, everybody, I hope you liked the video. Hit a thumbs up, leave the comments, ask questions, share it on Facebook, Instagram, all that good happy stuff, and Twitter. And don't forget to use that Amazon link to buy anything you want, because it costs you nothing more, but it helps me out tremendously. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.